Okay, so now let's talk about the render gallery, and I think this is an amazing feature of Solaris. And this is only a feature that works for Solaris or the LOPS context. It's not available in the object context. So where do we find it? So you can see I have my scene here again, which in this case I'm trying to give it like a look that it's being lit from the window, coming from the right, and maybe a little bit of it exposed, but that's what I want. Really kind of aggressive, kind of aggressive lighting in this case. So this is rendering, and what if I want to test a little bit of different looks, or I am with the client and the client wants to try different looks, or your supervisor wants to try different looks. You show him what you want, or you show him different looks and see which one they like. So my scene is very simple. I have just a couple of lights and just 2 cameras. So I'm just using 1 camera and that's it. So right now right away in the Solaris desk, if you have here, I just have one mine, but it just made this area larger. But it's basically the same. All right, so if we go here down to this little area that is stored here, if you click on this, you open this snapshot film strip, I think it's called. This snapshot strip, it's just part of the render gallery, but you can save snapshots here. If you see, you have this little, this big plus button here, and then a few options here. To add tags, you compare to auto include, auto take, or auto capture snapshots and some settings. But if we click this guy right now, you can see it's gonna grab a snapshot of this and just put it right here and puts the date on it. We can rename this. Let's say this is my sunny look, and you can even give it a star. If, for example, for me, this is like the winning shot. This is the shot that I want to sell to the client or my supervisor or something. But once you have this, you can start moving around and everything. I'm going to put this down for now a little bit so we can have this a little bit bigger. We can see the thumbnails, but I don't want to have that too big. Something like that. So at this point, I can go and say, okay, well, I'm going to change my key light. And maybe I want to have this warmer. So it's pretty warm at the moment, but maybe I want to just give it just more yellow. Just want to try to see how it looks with more yellow on this. And now the scene starts rendering here, and I start getting some feedback on here. So that's happening. I can save another snapshot of that. And now you can see I have 2 different things here going on. So how do we see these snapshots? Or maybe before we do that, let's go and say, well, let's go nuts and let me remove this color temperature from here. And let's go nuts and make this a little bit more colder, like put more blue on it, or maybe even enable this temperature and lower it. Actually, raise it like that. That's pretty cold. That's hot. That's cold. Okay. So, and let's do another one with this one going all the way over here and a little bit. No, that's super intense redness. But who knows? Maybe that's what the project requires. I don't know. So this is super hot. So let's just save that as well. So we have a little bit of looks here. You can even kind of tell what's happening here in the little snapshot. What if we could double click on one of these? Well, you can see it opens the whole render gallery panel here. So this is the full panel. You can have it floating. You can embed it. You can embed it. You can put it in some of these other panels or anything, everywhere you like. In this case, let me have it here. Let me just make some space. I'm going to put it here between. Just kind of have it floating here for now. If you want to have it embedded here in another panel, you can. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. Okay, so I'm going to have it here. And you can see now if I click on one of these thumbnails at the bottom, it's going to load that specific one. You can see it's loading. That's the one that I want to sell to the client. This is the super red one. And this is the really blue one, really cold one. And this is another look, and this is another look. And if you want to compare between the two, like I said, these buttons here can help you. Like, let's say this is going to be my original. I put that in the A buffer and this into the B buffer. And now I have this compare slider right here. See how they compare? This is a little bit more warm. This is a little bit more blue. I can compare it with this one now. See how it looks. This is super red. Super red. And this is a little bit bluer. Let's compare it with, let's compare these two guys. Let's make this A. See, now I have one that is super cold and then one that is extremely hot. But you can just do this really quickly. And what's special about this? Not really much at the moment, right? I mean, you can save, you can do this in other ways. You can just save snapshots in Mantra and compare them. Well, this render gallery goes a big step forward. So now these are actually like snapshots of my scene. Anything I change in this when I took those snapshots, it's actually saved on the snapshot itself. So let's remove this compare for now. I don't want to compare them anymore, but you can see my scene right now is this kind of reddish, or which is basically this. What if I want to go back to my original and I don't know how to do that? Instead of just saving a ton of scenes, I can just right click here and say revert the network to this snapshot, which is this option right there. And it's like magic. It's gonna revert all the settings to that look exactly. That is really awesome because in one scene you can basically save all your looks. You can even go as far as, let's say, I don't want any of these lights, just want my dome light and my key light. And let's say I want this smaller one. I don't even think this is that noticeable. It's pretty low. Oh, that's the radius. But it's not that noticeable. It's light in this area right here. But if you want this light is disconnected. I just changed a bunch of parameters. Maybe even I can even change anything on my key light. Maybe make the key light a little bit harder. So this might be like another kind of look that is a little bit more personal, more intimate kind of look that you want, like this. And I can save this as a snapshot as well here, and I can still go back to any of these looks. You can see even this light is disconnected, and I can revert to this, and that light is even connected and positioned where it was. So this is not just saving snapshot. This is saving snapshot of your whole file. I haven't tried, but I'm pretty sure you can even create lights. Let's just try that. Even let's go to this guy, revert to this. Now you can see I'm on this and this light disconnected. We can even, you know what? I'm just gonna create another light. Why? Because I want to try it. Create another light connected. Move it somewhere. I'm just gonna translate it here. Move it up. It's right there. It's gonna make it really noticeable and obnoxious because I just wanna prove a point that is there. Make a snapshot. Go back to one of these guys. Revert. That light doesn't exist. And if I go to the other one, that light exists there. That is just amazing because you can see the potential of all this. You can just save your different sub scenes in a way, or your look scenes, your look development scenes. You can save them inside one file, and you can just see them right away here. This is you're looking at. If you click here, you can see the snapshot here. Just clicking on it, compare them. This is let's say the intimate shot. This is the very sunny shot that I wanted. This is the other shot with the really obnoxious light in the middle, and have all these looks just really handy and available, and all in one single file, which is great. you're not losing anything. If for whatever reason you want to go to this specific one, you can go and you can just have that look and tweak that look and make copies of it and iterate on it. It's just great. So that is one part of this. You can also have, of course, many of these objects, and you can make them into categories, and you can use this basically these are like, you can see them as sections or whatever you want to use them as. Let's say this is going to be my warm looks. I want to give this my blue because this is my favorite, the ones that are the I like. For example, let's say I like this and I like that one. And what other ones I like? Maybe this is the one that the supervisor likes, and I want to use, I don't know, I want to use green because that's maybe the approved one, and I want to get maybe red for the ones that are just basically discarded. And then you can filter by that here. Like, let's say, just show me the green ones, just show me the purple ones, but I don't have any. Show me the blue ones, which is the ones that I like. Show me the green ones, which is the approved one, which is this one. Yeah, you can see if show me just the green ones, it's just that one that has that tag. Also, you can see there's other tags here. By default, there are these tags that are available, and we can see how to add them right now. Let me do that. Let me stop my render so I'm not rendering all the time. You can also add tags to this just by clicking here, right clicking, edit metadata, or clicking this little tag here. You can see there are some tags here. I added some of these tags as well. I added this version 1, but you can say that this is the one that I wanted, or this is the one that I like the most. You can also change the label here. You can add tags by writing here. If you want to say this is the artist version. See, now I have an artist tag. If I just put a space and I want to call this window version, now I have a window tag as well. So you can tag them as whatever you want here, edit metadata, and say add also for rejected looks or something, or save for later, or, and then you can see here you have your tags as well here. Artist, that's the one. Director, I don't have any for the director. The ones that are rejected, the ones that are approved or something like that. You can add tags to them and filter them here really quickly with this little toggle there. This is going to filter the ones that you start. And there's also a way, concept of auto snaps, which takes us to this little button right here. So this button is going to take a snapshot or an automatic snapshot after some seconds. So you can see you can put a wait and the limit of one snapshot every 60 seconds. So it's not taking a lot of snapshots. So if we enable the, I'm gonna lower the samples here pretty low, like something like 9, which is default. So this goes pretty quickly. And let me make the viewport a little bit smaller as well, so I don't have to render that much. Like this. And if I enable auto and go to Karma, see, this is gonna start doing this. And when this stops rendering, and at some point you can see now I got an auto snapshot there. So if you're changing your scene, if you're moving your scene around and you want to have like history, a little bit of snapshots, you can enable that and take as much snapshots as you like. So that is the auto snapshot, and then it's gonna be from here. You can filter them if you don't want the auto snapshots here. You can filter them here because you might have like a lot of snapshots. And then you can also search here. Let's say if I want to find my sunny snapshot really quickly, because this might get really big. Like if you have different looks, different, maybe even different scenes, different shots, you can have all your snapshots here along this line, and you can just name them and search them here. Let's say this is the, no, this is not the, where is the intimate shot? That's this one. Let's call this intimate. I don't know, but that's what I want. So where are these things saved? Are these saved inside the file, or where are they? Okay, so these are not saved in the file. You can see here's my project, and what happens here is that it creates this folder called galleries in your project, and inside here it creates a little database. So if we go inside of here, that's not the one, it's this one. Creates a little database with the snapshots in EXR. You can open these guys and they will be exactly the ones you have here. I open them here and they are just looping. All of them are here. Some of them that I had from before, actually, that I deleted. So I have them here as an EXR file. But all the data is saved in this database right here. So you can see that's 15 megabytes. It's not much, but it saves all the data inside there. So it's not making your file bigger. It's not doing anything to your file. It saves it so here and then to here, and then it loads it over here. Okay, so the only thing I want to mention just to finish is that you can, again, we saw how to compare the images here. Let's compare these two guys. Let's see that we want to go between these two. There's several things that you can use to compare. I mean, this is standard. You could do this with Mantra as well, this comparison. But if you don't know, you can change this wipe to up and down, turn it off. You can use like this compare, that is kind of comparing the difference in the pixels. Subtracting the pixels, overlaying it. This is basically like this is a what is called a blend. Sorry, yeah. So it's blending between the two images. If you want to see what the difference is there, and then this highlighting the different pixels like this, like the difference of them. I like the difference, it says. So yeah, you can just compare them in different ways to see. So you can decide what you like the most. You can see I like a lot the definition on the table here, and it's very bad. The definition of the table is very bad on this one, so could use some more lighting there. All right, so that's it. I think render galleries are pretty amazing. I mean, it's so good how you can basically save sub scenes in your scene in Houdini and then recover them and just play with it. It's just so much fun because you can just play, have the liberty of just having fun with your scene, trying a lot of looks and see what sticks. Like what if I do this? What if I do that? You think they're gonna like this? And it just takes the I guess the pressure out of lighting your scene, because you can just save states of them and then play with it and try more crazy things. And if you don't like it or if it doesn't work, just go back to the previous iteration and that's it. All right, that's it for render galleries.